Hi, I'm Ben Summers, and it's great to be with you here at Ignite. It's not news to any of us that the way that we work has fundamentally changed. While some of us started working from offices again, many of us remain fully remote. And as we know, everyone is talking about hybrid work. And it's increasingly clear that the future of work really is hybrid. People will choose to work or will need to work from a variety of locations across multiple devices and operating systems. For me, that's already started. With my oldest kid in college and my younger one in high school, it's gotten pretty quiet around the house. So I've actually started to re-embrace the office here in Redmond now and again, just for a change of pace. And you know, it's still pretty quiet at the office. Now, but more broadly here at Microsoft, we believe that hybrid work requires that we reimagine the way that we design and build applications. We call these reimagined solutions collaborative apps, something that some of you may have heard us talk about at Build back in May. These are apps that are purpose-built for organizational collaboration in a hybrid world. They're designed around people and enriched with contextual data. They help us facilitate meetings, streamline workflows, and are presented through Microsoft Teams across the devices and operating systems that we use every day. They're also designed with security and compliance at the fore, and ideally are certified as such by Microsoft. You see, in the hybrid world, the apps that we build and use need to do more. They need to help organizations work in a way that creates engagement and connection so that they can improve employee engagement and effectiveness, or digitize legacy processes, and even put data to work in new ways. The point of all of this is that you need to build new apps with new tools. During the course of this session, my colleagues will share with you some of the best new tools that we're either making generally available or previewing to help you build collaborative apps. At the end of the session, we'll provide a short link so that you can explore documents or get the bits that you need to get started right away if you'd like. We're going to start with Microsoft Viva, and I'm going to turn you over to my colleague, Ed Everett, to show you what's new.
All right, everybody stand by. Camera 3 to Ed. And go.
Thanks, Ben. It's great to see you again. My name is Ed Everett. I lead the extensibility team for Viva Connections. You just heard about the importance of employee engagement and effectiveness all around the world. Let me share with you how Microsoft is enabling customers to navigate hybrid work by focusing on employee experiences with a new product suite called Microsoft Viva. Viva is an employee experience platform that empowers people and teams to be their best from anywhere. Viva is about strengthening the relationship between employees and their company, whether you're in person, hybrid, or remote, and all within the flow of your daily work. It's built right into Microsoft Teams. It integrates directly with M365 apps so that people can find everything they need right in the flow of the work. Together, Teams and Viva deliver a technology platform that empowers employees to improve productivity and well-being with Viva Insights, to learn and grow with Viva Topics and Learning, and to connect the company's people and culture with Viva Connections. In addition, Viva provides an open and extensible platform with an ecosystem of partners so it works with many of your existing systems and tools right out of the box. Let me show you how Viva Connections can enable you to create a customized employee experience that are best suited for your organizations. Now, Viva Connections is the gateway to a modern employee experience. It's the bridge between your productivity work and employee engagement. It's designed to sit alongside wherever you're doing your work today. You'll see it show up in Teams and SharePoint to start with. And one of the first things you'll notice about Viva Connections is it takes on a brand and naming of the company. In this case, ReliCloud. You'll see a lot of that throughout my demos. Sorry, no room for Contoso this year. We're all about the cloud. With Connections, the extensibility opportunity is about building cards for the dashboard. We focused on a platform that can enable existing solutions with Viva from day one and continue to grow by using cross-stack investments like adaptive cards and the SharePoint framework. We really look at Connections as the bridge between multiple app models, be it SharePoint, be it PowerApps, be it Teams, or the web and mobile. Anywhere where you've invested, you can connect with Viva Connections. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you've invested in Teams personal apps or bots, PowerApps, or Pages, you're able to directly integrate into Viva Connections. On this screen, you actually see Viva Connections branded as ReliCloud, as this bot. And you see I can actually launch it directly deep linking into the bot. And again, with bots, with PowerApps, with SharePoint pages, all of these are enabled with just a little bit of setup and no new code written for you. That means that you actually get to drive up usage of your existing solutions. But let me show you how this works. So this is Viva Connections in Teams Web. As you can see, it's pinned there as ReliCloud on the left rail, and you start to see cards in the dashboard. But let's go ahead and add some more. So I go ahead and take it to see all, and now I'm going to edit it. Now, the first thing you'll start to see is that there's a mobile view and a desktop view. Let's move it into desktop so we can see more. Now, the first thing I want to do is add a bot to my Viva Connections dashboard. So we'll add the Teams app, and my company believes in polling and asking questions. So of course, we're going to add Polly. Right there, just that simple, we're going to start driving usage that way. I can even put a custom layout and decide where I want to put it. Next up, return to work, hybrid work. Luckily, the PowerApps team has built an amazing template for return to work, and we are going to link that directly into our experience so people can check out their vaccine status. They can tell when they're coming in. But I want to customize this. I want it to feel like a ReliCloud brand. So I can go ahead and customize the image, and I can customize the icon to make this feel real. Now, next up, what I want to do is add a SharePoint page because we have so much content in there. What I want to focus on this month is a giving campaign because it's a huge time to give back to our community and others. So all I do is hit the plus and hit the link tab. And because that SharePoint's data can be harvested, we're pasting the link in, and you see we pull all the metadata about that page. But I can customize its look and feel to be really specific to this giving campaign. So again, I'm going to ask for your time and money because that's where a lot of giving comes from. And then I'm going to actually go in and I'm going to update the icon, a really big call to action to give more and actually help out our community wherever that is. And you can see just by actually navigating, adding in a JPEG or an ICO file, it's that easy to transform a page into something that feels like an app. Now with that, this is published to all the employees of ReliCloud. But now I want you to see what they'll experience from Teams Mobile. Here you go. You can see the Teams Mobile iOS app pinned right there on the rail. And the first thing you start to see is those cards we just deployed along with their apps. So let's launch into Polly. You see we've already started to do some polls about lunch. Everything's working great. We're going for pizza. Then next up, return to work. Now there's so much behind this that we're all working through. Do I feel safe coming back to work? When is my vaccine due for a booster? All these pieces PowerApps has helped solving. And right with this app template that you can use, you can input and manage all that information for your organization directly integrated into Viva Connections. And of course, I can pull in my page and I can learn all about the giving campaign options in my company. Now that's just what you get for free built into Viva Connections. Next up, I really want to talk about how you can customize and get more out of Viva Connections. And this is with custom card support. And this is with a combination of the SharePoint framework, adaptive cards, and whatever your stack will be. So the first thing you'll see is a wellness card on my dashboard. And you'll notice it's personal to me. It says I have 5 wellness days. That's because it's pulling that information dynamically from the Microsoft Graph or some other system of record. And I can do that using the SharePoint framework. And then I can actually build something called a quick view, which allows me to quickly generate information and accomplish a task. And I can actually load multiple parts of an adaptive card. This means this works on the web and on the desktop and mobile without me having to build those controls. And then finally, where an adaptive card is not enough to actually fully complete my scenario, I can actually link directly to my app, be it a mobile app, be it a Teams app, or the web. So you can really have these cards all the time funnel back to your existing implementations. Now let me show you how that works. So we're back to Teams Desktop. And you'll see I've got those cards there. And again, I want to put in my wellness day. So right in line on the web, I can add that day and submit it using the power of adaptive cards. Now, if we look on mobile, the same thing, a totally different control experience, but it was the same code. So I'll go in, add my wellness day, and you'll see an iOS calendar control. And then next, I'll even show you what you can do with the power of the graph when you look at this task app. It says I have 2 things assigned to me. Let's go ahead and do those. And you see, plan my demos, record my demos, we are done. And now I have no tasks assigned to me because this is all the place for where I need to look at the tasks that I need to do for the day. Now, when you look at what are those custom card capabilities across the stack, here's just a quick list of them. And these are all about daily habits for people to use. You can dynamically change the title and icon as the situation changes. You can pull information in the description, like I work in building 34. Ben actually works in building 37, and our cards will look different. I can build multiple cards and buttons for my app, so you can decompose your app into multiple of these cards where it makes sense. I can also change the call to action from use, select, switch, schedule, whatever makes sense for me. I can actually pull together multiple adaptive cards for a small wizard or whatever experience makes sense. And then, of course, I can link to the app. Now with that, this is a lot about employee engagement and how your company is going to be effective at engaging all across the world of hybrid work. Now I want to switch to the next generation of productivity and hand off to my friend Rabia. Rabia, all to you.
All right, everybody get ready for video feed for Rabia. And go. All the way from Brisbane.
Thank you, Ed, and good day to you all from Brisbane. This is Rabia Williams, who happens to be a morning person and a cloud advocate for Microsoft 365. Now, Microsoft Teams is essential to our concept of collaborative apps and hybrid work. But we also know that people spend significant amounts of time working with other apps in Microsoft 365. If you remember, at Build, we showed you how adaptive cards could extend seamlessly across both Teams and Outlook. Well, this idea of extending capabilities across our apps is something we continue to explore. We're excited to announce the public preview of a new Teams.js SDK that lets you extend Teams apps to Outlook and Office.com. As you know, Microsoft Teams applications are basically applications that appear inside Microsoft Teams. They are stitched into the Teams user interface, but they don't live in Teams. They are hosted somewhere on the internet, and the way Microsoft Teams displays the apps is by using an app package with a manifest file and icons. Now, what if I tell you you can make minor changes to this manifest file, and using the preview versions of the new Teams.js SDK, you can get your application that already runs in Teams to also work in Outlook and Office.com. Of course, it also works in Teams, but users can get the benefit of using your app elsewhere. This is exactly what we did when we converted few of our apps to see how they would work on Outlook and Office.com. Let me now show you some of these apps working automagically across the Microsoft 365 platform. I'm part of a global team at Microsoft, and we can't always keep track of each other's time zones, and we mostly work asynchronously. So we developed this team clock as an app in Teams. It has multiple tabs to show the engineering team we collaborate with, our own team of cloud advocates, and our very own Microsoft 365 community folks. And as soon as this new Teams.js SDK was announced, we took this team clock app for a spin to work not only in Teams, but drum roll, on Outlook. Same app and functionality when I'm checking my emails on my Outlook app. And wait for it, now my apps are also on Office.com. Who doesn't like Office.com? I can access the app wherever I am. Wait, there's more. This extension capability of Teams apps isn't just for personal tabs. You can also have messaging extensions that work in Microsoft Outlook. Maybe you've used one of these when composing a message in Teams to bring in application data and share it in chats and Teams channels. If you add Outlook channel for your bot that is registered, the search messaging extensions will work in Outlook as well, whenever you're composing an email message. This messaging extension in Teams is based on the Northwind Traders database, which is a sample database that's been around for quite a while now. Now, if you notice, I'm composing an email here. I can search all the Northwind customers here on Outlook. And when I pick one, I get an adaptive card that includes the customer details. It even includes a cute little Bing map with the customer's location. Too bad these are all fictitious customers. I might like to visit some of them. It's not easy building out a platform like this, and we've had great support from key partners along the way. Our partners have already started using the new SDK and documentation to extend their Teams apps to Outlook and Office.com. We're super excited to see what you build too. Speaking of building apps for Teams, we've made it easier than ever. We have a toolkit that provides the fastest way to prototype Teams apps with Microsoft 365 and Azure integrations. We've greatly expanded the features of our Teams toolkit, and as you can see in this comparison of version 1.0 and 2.0, I'll highlight a few of my favorite new features. To start, our Teams Toolkit 2.0 now provides single-line authentication, so you can obtain a user's profile with a single-line statement that works on client and server. It also only takes a single line of code to obtain an authenticated Microsoft Graph client, so you can access a wealth of data to build apps that interact with millions of users. With the toolkit, you can also write front-end and back-end code in the same project with Azure Functions integration. And you can deploy all components with a single line command from CLI, CD, or IDE. You can see how easy it is to utilize both these features with a few lines of code. Last but not least, you can now build Microsoft Teams apps with Blazor. We're really focused on making the Teams app development experience great, and there is a lot to try out in the toolkit. We've talked about how the toolkit can help you rapidly prototype Teams apps with Azure integrations. And now we have one more announcement in this space. For that, I'll pass it over to my colleague, Todd Anglin. Bye from Brisbane.
All right, everybody ready? Video feed for Todd, and go.
Thanks, Rabia. And hello from Texas. I'm Todd Anglin, Cloud Advocate Lead at Microsoft. So far today, you've heard us talk a lot about how Microsoft is helping you adapt to a hybrid world by making it easier to build collaborative apps in Microsoft Teams and across Microsoft 365. But we know you have other applications outside of Microsoft 365. How do you make those apps more collaborative? That's where Microsoft Teams and Azure Communications Services come together with a new capability we're calling Teams Interop. Azure Communications Services is a set of rich communication APIs for voice, video, and chat that you can integrate into any application, powered by the same global infrastructure used by Microsoft Teams. Let me expand a bit on why interoperability between Azure Communication Services and Microsoft Teams is such a game changer, and why when paired together, they can really help you build collaborative apps. With Teams Interop for Azure Communication Services, you can now connect users of custom-built apps with internal users on Microsoft Teams via voice, video, or chat. You can see how this works at a high level in this architecture diagram. Azure Communications Services enables users in Teams and users of a custom Contoso app to connect for various calling and chat scenarios without ever changing context. This is ideal for many business-to-consumer scenarios, such as healthcare professionals delivering remote care, financial advisors helping consumers with a loan application, or support staff helping end users install a new product. By eliminating the friction that often comes with connecting users on different platforms, this new capability can help deliver a better customer experience, improved business outcomes, and increased productivity. Additionally, as a developer, this saves you a lot of time and effort. You can deliver rich, collaborative app experiences quickly by building on existing infrastructure investments in Teams, connecting those workflows and users with your custom apps. Now, there are many potential connection patterns for Teams Interop. For example, you could enable an Azure Communication Services user in your custom app to directly join a scheduled Teams meeting without ever leaving your custom app. Another pattern might have a Azure Communication Service user in your app initiate a one-to-one call or chat with an user in Teams. Today, we're announcing that the bits for the first scenario, enabling a Azure Communications Service user to join a scheduled Teams meeting, will be generally available on December 1st, with additional scenarios in preview later this year and early next year. So, by using Microsoft Teams plus Azure Communications Services, you can make all of your apps collaborative for the hybrid workplace. We're very excited to see what you build with these new capabilities in December. And now, back to Ben in studio in Redmond.
All right, on my count, we're going to go back to stage one, back on Ben. 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, Todd. If you're watching me now, you've made it to the end of the session. We covered a lot of ground, from ACS to Viva, and we are very aware that these digital sessions are long on content and short on skilling. So we've got a companion blog, which you can find at the short URL here on screen, that helps you find everything that you need to start learning and building apps that are ready to help us meet the hybrid future head on. While you're writing things down, let's do a quick recap. 15 minutes ago, Ed Averett joined me here in the studio to walk us through, Ed?
Hey, Ben. Employee experience starts from the ground up.
Ed joined me here in the studio to walk us through Viva Connections extensibility, including custom card support using SharePoint Framework, adaptive cards, and your own stack. Next, all the way from Brisbane, Australia, Rabia gave us a look at the new Preview Teams SDK and a new manifest that lets you deploy a tab app in Teams, Outlook, and Office.com. Now, Rabia also showed us the newly updated Teams Toolkit, which brings single-line authentication, Azure Functions integration, and single-line component deployment. And then finally, Todd, with his amazing shirt, took us through the new interoperability capabilities that we've built to connect Teams and Azure Communications Services. So, on behalf of all of my colleagues from around the world who've joined us for this session, and all the engineering teams that worked so hard to make this possible, thank you for joining. And as always, happy coding.
We're done. I love my job.